Welcome back to another episode of the Cast Patrol podcast. You're joined as always by myself, Mick, Jimmy, and Age. Boys, the wait is over. Teamlist Tuesday has arrived. Preseason challenge right around the corner. How are we doing?
I'm pumped. NRL's back, just around the corner. Preseason challenge. How good.
Tell you what's even better, boys. This is our 100th episode of
is.
the podcast. So,
It is.
Cast Century, we finally hit
The
it.
illustrious 100 Club. How good.
Happy 100. Well done, boys.
Well
Well done.
It's been a
Big
long
test.
So I
road.
reckon we put NRL Trials on Park and we just go over a bit of our potty achievements and like our highlights. What do you reckon?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, start us off, Mick. What do you have
So
for us?
why did we start the podcast, boys? So people might know already, but why did we start it?
I don't know. I think was it me?
It was Jimmy was
Yeah.
pushing for it.
I was pushing for it. I don't know why. But
I don't know what the motive was.
Yeah, it's because we love just talking footy. And
I
sport.
think it was more so because we just always, we saw each other, like every weekend, and we just used to fucking spin the biggest yarns and just
play
talk shit,
Supercoach, pump
have a
together,
laugh.
watch every game on Super
And
Saturday.
and then just thought, like this is actually good content. Why not put it out there for people to listen? And then, it was a long time coming, and here we are, 100 episode.
I think it was that COVID period as well. Everyone's a bit bored too, so
Yeah,
That's when we filmed our first unofficial episode.
yeah, you got
When
home.
we got home after a big night, just put the recording on and it sounded half decent. And next minute we're 100
Probably
episodes
wouldn't.
in.
Release it anywhere.
Yeah, no way.
no way.
Definitely wasn't PG.
Yeah,
Started the page in October 2021. Then
Yeah.
the podcast came along in May or something.
Yeah,
So
when
it
I
was,
got back,
it was a good bit of time between like starting the page and the podcast. So well done, boys.
and then here we are.
What do you enjoy most about doing the podcast each week?
Other than seeing you boys every week, I don't know, probably just the followers, like what's the word?
Positive
Like,
feedback and engagement.
positive feedback, and we're adding value. It's good to know that, we add value to people's lives. They wake up and they look forward to hearing our pod. So that's always nice, I think.
Yeah, I think it's similar. Like, do it for the followers, but it's also something to look forward to for us on
Yeah.
a Tuesday. Break up the week, come
Chance
in,
for us to catch up.
talk a bit of shit,
Yeah.
go into some stats, and how much we love our footy. We
It
can
also
talk about it all
gives
day.
you like a bit of like motivation knowing that you're doing something apart from like your full-time job. Like this,
Yeah.
sometimes you feel a bit more, what's the word? Like fulfilled when like
Yeah,
there's stuff
yeah.
happening as well. You're going, okay, like I've got a bit of shit happening. Like I feel like if people looked at out like my schedule specifically, they'd be like, fuck, he's working every day. But like
Yeah.
when you're doing something that you like
Like
podcasting,
you enjoy.
yeah, cast
Yeah.
Patrol, it's not. It doesn't feel like work.
It's not
Yeah.
a chore.
And I think
yeah.
people think that we work full time doing Cast Patrol.
No,
It's not.
it's not.
It's a side gig.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
After work hours, on lunch breaks, so it's a bit of an effort, but there's obviously benefits to it.
What about your favourite guest? We've had a few over our time.
Yeah.
Who is your
Personal
favourite guest?
favourite, one of the recent ones, Jacob Carraz.
Yeah, he was good.
The thing I love most about it is how relaxed and open he was. So he didn't
a guy
hold
to
back.
listen.
He was just literally like one of the boys, like literally
Yeah.
like I've known this guy forever, and it was just like opening up, didn't hold anything back, and it was really honest.
And it showed in terms of like viewership because that was our most
It
listened of all time.
quadrupled our best.
Yeah, he did.
So I think the Doggies fans are also very crazy and faithful, so that helps.
I think for me, obviously being a racing fan, I think when we interviewed Gay in her trophy room at Randwick was pretty special.
That's iconic.
Yeah, it was iconic, and just obviously having Gay Waterhouse, First Lady Racing, unbelievable.
I don't think you can go past Gay Waterhouse as a guest. People still today come and say, "Oh, you interviewed Gay Waterhouse," even though it's only a year, probably a year to the date now. But like for us, it feels a lot longer than a year.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Like the way the weeks go.
Views wise, she wasn't even near like the best.
Yeah.
Because obviously, like we have a lot of NRL followers. So, but yeah, prestige wise, like fuck,
Gay
go to
Waterhouse.
racing,
And then,
yeah,
side note, Matty Bowen for me as well.
of course, you had to
Personal
just-
favourite.
I didn't mind Ice from YKTR. He was
Yeah, it was good.
It was good to speak to someone that knew rugby league, but also like very immersed in the podcast world.
And going
especially
into
for
his
us.
studio.
Yep.
Was
that was
I mean, he's
sick.
someone that we sort of look up to, right, Ice?
Yeah. Oh, exactly. 6-figure studio. He's a very smart man, very entrepreneurial. So, yeah, he was great. What about dream podcast guests? So you can do it achievable and non-achievable. So obviously, you say someone like, "Oh, Mahomes, they just won a Super Bowl." I don't fucking know, but obviously not achievable.
Yeah. I think achievable. I reckon we can get JT on.
Thurston,
JT, yep. Thurston.
good speaker, Thurston.
Yeah, that'll be good. And you love Cowboys, so you
Love the Cowboys. So, yeah, he'll
What
be
about
he'll
not
be one.
achievable?
Maybe Tom Brady or Michael Jordan or someone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Joe.
massive.
I like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, he'd be good.
like because he knows how to spin yarns, closing his
He'd have some
eyes,
good
closing
yarns
his.
as
He
well.
could do anything.
Yeah.
I'd probably go Trell Mitt, achievable.
Yep.
I've been openly saying how much I want Trell Middle. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not a secret. He's number one on my hit list.
Would you like be able to like get the words out if Latrell was sitting like in between you
There
and
might
Jimmy
be
there?
a few edits and stoppages. I might be like, Trell.
It's so crazy though, because we went to school with Trell.
Yeah.
Like we used to see him on a daily basis, and it was just like, oh, sweet, like,
Sweet, yeah. Hey, that's the Latrell. But everyone sort of knew he was going to be like the next big
a
thing.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not achievable. Jesus, I don't even know. Not achievable.
This one will be good.
This will be
This
good.
is
I
gonna
haven't
be
even
rogue.
thought about it.
Be
It's
an
gonna be
actor.
rogue, and it's gonna be like weird.
Let's go. Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I knew it was
reckon
gonna be
He's-
some
he
rogue
said
one.
He said
I
he
reckon
said him
Adam
before.
Sandler.
I reckon he'd be a
Yeah.
good yarn. Like, funny bloke. Everyone knows
Yeah,
him.
he'd be funny.
Yeah,
You said me
reckon
look
he'd-
like him a little bit.
Yeah, he look
do.
like twins. I mean, like me and Karaz podcast. Like
You
you're
and the
seeing
bloke
double.
from fucking Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the guy we put in my story,
No, that's-
doppelganger.
It's very close.
my miss-
Every
so
time
what-
he came on the screen, I was like, bruh, it's a.
And then vice versa, his mates were saying, "Oh look, that guy looks like you." My mister was like, "How dare you say that looks like you? That guy's like a 3." I was like, "Shit."
Trust
what-
me, you're not
Oh,
far
am I
off.
like a 3 as well? Or 4?
You're not far off. All right, one more thing to finish off the 100th episode.
Yeah.
Special. Something you've learnt during podcast. So we've been doing it for, I'm going to say,
100 weeks.
1 and 9 months.
Let's just say 100 weeks. Make it simple. 1 a
100
week.
weeks? Nah. Because we had like some like special guest weeks and stuff.
And then plus, like,
Then we had a few breaks.
Chrissy, come on, like,
I would
Yeah.
say
Weeks off.
95 weeks.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyway, that leads to my thing I learned. You got to stay consistent. No matter what you're doing, doesn't even have to be podcasting, training, whatever it is, working. Stay consistent and just keep building and learn on the go.
yeah, well, you stole my one. That was going to be my one. But yeah, I think it's just the importance of sticking to something. You might not see the results that you want straight away, but I think it's important just to stick at it, especially if if you enjoy something. I think it's stick it out, and you never know, see what happens.
I think like you just got to get past that barrier of like, oh, what are my friends and family going to think? Like,
Yeah.
Donnie Sports said a brilliant line to me the other week. He said, if you upload shit content and it gets shit likes, who cares? Because no one saw it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe they just
Yeah.
swiped off.
Yeah.
But
So
we copped heaps of shit when we started up from our mates.
Yeah.
Friends of friends, like still cop it to this day, but
Yeah, we do.
but at least it's like a bit more,
Well, we copped shit from them, and now when they see us, they're like,
they're like, oh,
I love
the
what
"I
you
love
guys are
what you
doing.
guys are doing." Blah blah
yeah.
blah.
So, yeah, just stick to it, back your guns, and if you enjoy it, then yeah.
And as long
Back
as you're
yourself.
fulfilled, like we were. I remember at the start we were like, oh, if we get to like 1,000 followers, like that's crazy and mental.
No, we wanted like 20 listeners a week,
Yeah.
and we
That
would
was
have
a
been
pass
happy.
mark. Yeah.
But obviously, as you do it
get
more,
bigger,
your
bigger.
goals
Yeah.
get higher and
Yeah.
all that. So,
So yeah, well
Yeah.
done, boys, on 100 episodes. I think like Jimmy said, it's good seeing each other every single week and gives us a good reason to.
And we wouldn't be here
do
without
something.
obviously all
Yeah.
the listeners and the followers out there. So shout out
yeah,
to them.
100%. Thank you for supporting the potty, and
you
we're
guys-
doing our best to give you content back.
Yeah, you guys have been with us like the entire way. There's some people like you guys can think of a few that like
Yeah,
from day
OGs.
one, 100
Yeah.
followers, and you're like,
Die-hard patrollers.
yeah,
Yeah.
die
Like
hard.
OG patrollers.
Yeah, so it's good that you stuck around because legit, we would not be doing it without you guys.
100%.
It is a community at the end of the day, the cast community. And thanks for celebrating the cast century with us. But that's enough about us, boys.
Yeah, let's get in some NRL headlines.
Let's talk about NRL.
So obviously the big one, we'll touch over him. South Sydney injury tolls. It's not good in the off season for us. So first one was the massive one. The news broke out last week. Campbell Graham's out for 6 months with a sternum injury.
Yeah.
That one hurt. The South fans especially.
Was there a reason why he didn't get surgery after postseason?
So what I have heard is that
Here we go.
his
Should be good.
surgery is the equivalent of like a heart
So they've got to, like,
surgery. where
open him
they have
up.
to crack open the sternum and then
Oh.
glue it back together. But the problem is that those surgeries are suited to people that are old and like that are not going to have 110 kilo people running at him
Yeah.
every game, every week. It's meant for people like nursing homes,
Yeah.
just to go chill. So the doctors don't actually know what the proper solution is in my eyes. So
So
they
is
just
that why they
it's
waited
just
so
delaying,
long?
delaying,
Delay,
trying
delay.
to heal it itself.
like this was the last case solution
Yeah.
from what I can figure at South.
Yeah, okay.
The only positive I can see is for Tass. Like now he finally gets that spot locked in. He could be another breakout
So
player
he'll play
for
right
us.
centre?
I think he'll go right, Jack left.
Yeah.
That's the way they've been training.
But I think Tass will probably start at left just because of Wyden's suspension.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
For the first 2 weeks. So look, it's it's a terrible loss, but we have coverage for at least the most part. So
Yep.
it is what it is.
Tell you what a big loss is.
Yeah.
Cody Walker.
Cody Walker.
Calf injury. Mate, that is a killer.
Is he going to be
One of
fit
our
round
best
one?
players.
Probably racing the clock
Yeah.
for it.
For Vegas, touch and go.
Definitely not fit this week for Charity Shield. They've named Dean Hawkins at 5'8".
Yeah,
nearly
footy
a thumb.
Dean.
How good. Love to
Come
see
on.
that.
Tyrone Munro injured his collarbone, out for 2 months. That was a complete shock in my eyes.
Jeez, the back line's looking thin.
Yeah, so the backline's looking at probably Latrell, Johnson, lock him in.
Yeah.
Who would you put age as the 3, 4, 5?
So you go, when Wyden's back, you go Wyden, Tass, and
Yep.
then wing, you probably go Milne.
Milne, yep.
Yeah,
What about
well,
for round
Kenner-
one? You going to put Kenner there?
Well, Ken is playing Charity Shield center, so he might, if he impresses, he might get
What about
center.
Jacob Gagai?
Gagai, I think he's more of a fullback, but he can probably slot into the back line somewhere if needed. But
Yeah.
I think he's more like a backup fullback for like Trell or
Yeah.
Cody Wyden, whatever way they go. And also there's breaking news, another player in the South system playing OzTag. Age, myself. We got my scans back. ACL torn
Yep.
completely.
Gone.
Gone. Meniscus tear.
Yeah.
MCL and MCL strain. And hairline fracture
MCL
to my
and
knee.
MCL strain. That's a new one.
Yeah. Sprain or strain?
I don't know. You said
Either
you
one.
said MCL twice, and then you said strain. So
No,
meniscus.
MCL and LCL.
you said
Did I
MCL,
say both?
MCL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're all the same shit. ACL, MCL, LCL. They're all
Basically,
fucked.
knee's fucked.
My knee's cast.
Your
I'm
knee's
going to
done.
be in a cast for
Yeah.
a whole year.
Wow.
So rule me out of the next charity match. And me and Dan on the sideline because he's suspended.
He's suspended.
So you can't
he's-
even put me in there.
Big trouble.
So yeah, we are cast. South are cast. But yeah, I tell you what's also cast. Reynolds and Carrigan getting into a bit of a old school his bit of a biff.
Bit of a biff. Bring back the biff at the Broncos function.
Yep, had one too many. Stayed a couple minutes too late. And then
It looked like Reynolds was just going at Carrigan from the video.
was Reynolds trying to stop Carrigan
I don't
from
know.
something else?
A friend of Renault put online, you can go find it yourself, basically saying...
Friend of the show as well.
friend of the show, he was basically saying that Carrigan was trying to get staunched by someone else.
Yeah,
Carrigan and him were looking to get into a scuffle, and Reynolds almost pushing him away to stop that fight happening.
Okay.
So I think it's one of those things where the video started and probably ended at the wrong point.
The 4-second
Yeah.
clip.
Oh, how many times did you rewatch it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, fuck, is that
I-
actually Renault?
I watched it enough times
Yeah.
that I didn't know if it was Renault or
It
not.
was
but,
Renault.
Yeah.
but
'Cause
it's,
Renault-
it's the chick in the background that goes, Adam,
Yeah.
Pat,
Patty.
stop. And you're
Yeah.
like, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Got
And
you,
then they came
motherfucker.
out and apologized today in front of the media. And it's pretty much they admitting to their mistakes. And Carrigan was taking a lot of the blame.
Carry on.
So I think that story is true, that Carrigan was doing something. Reynolds was trying to stop him as a leader. And then, yeah, they obviously admit to
Play on.
fault.
And north of the border again, Luciano Leilua, your second
That's a
row
shock,
wants
yeah.
a release.
Come
for
out
the
of nowhere.
Dragons. Go back home.
Back to the Dragons.
You guys are cooked now.
No, I think we'll be fine.
Who's your best player now?
We've got plenty of depth in the back row, so we'll see Lukey and Nanai a fair bit.
Yeah. And if
Finafiaki
Finafiaki looks good.
off the bench.
A lot of power from that boy.
So yeah, look, it's a loss, but you know there's a few youngsters there.
Luch hasn't even been there that long either. Like
a year and a
considering he
half?
was suspended for
Yeah.
half a year last year, he's played maybe a full year in total.
Yeah. He's definitely gonna be a big
playing good
loss.
footy as well. So,
good.
yeah.
Hard to stop.
But you guys have backup, so it's not the
Yeah.
end of the world.
No. Yeah,
But good
luck to
news
him.
for Dragons. They finally get someone.
Yeah, Dragons.
So,
yeah, actually,
little win for Dragons.
bit of depth in the forwards now.
Yeah.
So
All right, let's get into the team list for Trials Week 1, boys.
Some big changes for the lineups, obviously, because there's no
Massive.
lineups last
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
But it's good to see. Like, let's start things off. We've got the Bulldogs taking on the Melbourne Storm. Bulldogs, notable changes. Taffy's got the fullback gig, but Critter's not
Yep.
playing. Sherry named in centre's first appearance since the Sin ban. Drew Hutchinson wins the halfback spot over Sexton.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know
an
how much you
interesting
want to
one.
read into that though.
Yeah, it's like, is he doing it just to test out Burton's combo with Hutcho, or is that like, is he leading the race?
Like, they'll probably end up playing a half each anyway. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Sexton will come on.
This
at
might
some
be the
point
final test who gets that 7 spot.
like, note on this, trial lineups are important, but they're not the fucking Bible. Like, it's not how your team's lining up, or you'd hope not at least. And then Sam Hughes, which was on the Kiros podcast as his smoky boomer for this year, named in
Fittest
the starting
in the
10.
club. Fittest in the club, and he's a prop.
Well, he earned it the preseason. Apparently, he's the best. So
That
Yeah,
freaks
there you
me
go.
out that Blake Taff was the fittest at South, and now this guy's beating Taff.
as a front rower,
And he's a front rower. Big boy, big tank. So watch out for him this week.
and then Melbourne Storm, they're named a stronger roster. They've got Pappenhausen back for his first game since that disgusting ankle injury.
Yep.
Paul Pappenhausen. Everyone just wants
Fingers
to
crossed
see.
for him.
They've not named any Origin tester, so no Grant, no Hughes, no Munster. And then big one, which Jimmy sort of knew last week and alluded to us. Trent Liero's at lock because why, Jim?
Sean Bloor is going to play back row.
Ooh.
And they're putting Josh King prop.
Josh King prop with Welch.
yeah.
They were
interesting.
lacking a front row.
I didn't
like a
see
middle.
Trent as a lock.
Yeah, but I think he's just a workhorse. Because I don't think
He can't. He doesn't
he
break
wasn't
the
like
line.
punching, like he
Yeah.
wasn't breaking the line.
His
So
spot was always in danger for that second row since Bloor
Who was he
signed.
rotating with? The other second.
Tarek, was he?
He was playing 80-some games.
No, he played big minutes.
Yeah.
There was like another guy. that
Oh,
was
Eisenhuth?
Chris Lewis.
Chris
Lewis,
Lewis.
Eisenhuth.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that'll be interesting because Bloor and
Bloor and
Katoa
Katoa.
second row, big boys.
Yeah. So
I
then
like it.
moving on, you got Knights play Cronulla Sharks. So a few new faces in both teams. Tom Jenkins takes the wing spot.
Yep.
So maybe he's the replacement for Dom Young coming out of that Penrith system. Good prospect there. Jed Cartwright and Dylan Lucas battling out in the back row for that final spot. They're both named to start, but they'll be battling it out once Frizzell gets that guaranteed spot there.
Keen to see Dylan Lucas there. Big raps on
Do you
him.
think
Had a
Dylan
good
Lucas
year.
gets the nod?
Yeah, I rate Dylan Lucas. He had a good year back end of last year. He can play big minutes, big boy.
Yeah, I think
got a few
Cartwright's
tries.
probably better off the bench with the cover of centre as well.
And yeah, Jed can play a few positions,
Yeah.
so they might go Dylan Lucas. So.
And Jack Cogger, named at 14, obviously won the grand final off the bench, and then Hastings and
I wonder what they'll do. Do you reckon
mate.
Cogger will play?
Hard. I don't think their halves were bad last year. I think they got to
Gamble
stick
and
with
I
Hastings.
think they stick
Yeah.
with Gamble and Hastings after what they did, like pushed him
No,
into
Cogger,
the
like, as a backup, is
oh
good.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
he's solid.
Like they're
like-
not performing or one of them goes down.
Yeah.
Cogger will do a job as we saw in the grand final.
Yeah.
Cronulla Sharks, they got a rookie backline to Dykes, Iro, Hiroti, Stone Street, Atkinson, Puru. So the two that probably impressed me and stand out is Dykes coming back from an ACL. He looked pretty decent before he did the injury that last season.
Yeah.
And Iro apparently is a good watch in the centres there. He probably didn't have one of the best debuts he would have liked or best games.
Yeah.
But he is someone that you can watch and he will be a good sight.
He might get that centre spot.
He might get over Talakai.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. They might
Yeah.
want to
There's
move
been some
Talakai.
talks about that.
Looks a bit like Holmes, plays a bit like him, a bit of a tackle breaker. So
Yeah.
who knows?
It's a tough one there. And then moving on, we got the Roosters taking on the Manly Seagulls. So both Vegas teams, they're naming a bit of a stronger lineup. So Roosters have named William Smith. Who would have knew that that's his first name?
Mate.
I thought it
one
was
knows.
Will Smith in the fucking team list.
I know, it was W. Smith. I was like, who the hell's W? Is it a typo?
Yeah, so Billy Smith and Suwali named in the centres. Manu 18th man. Is that just giving the two a
I think
crack?
that's the battle for that last centre spot.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what I think. So they're going to give them both a chance.
Jeez.
Yep.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Tupou and Young got the wing locked up. And then it's out of them two to get that last centre spot.
Yeah, that's a tall back line.
Yeah,
White
very tall.
starting over Terrell May, but like we said, it's teamless. You don't know.
Yeah.
Tupanua wins the left edge spot, number 11, and you got Egan Butcher and Crichton on the bench.
That's a big naming there, Tupanua.
That is big.
You know,
But
they have high raps on him, but like coming back from a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
he just needs to stay fit and on the field.
yeah.
And Watson and Wong on the reserves. So
Yes.
bit of love there. Manly Seagulls, Ben Trbojevic fresh off a hat trick, and Ben Condon second row. Schuster on the bench. Is that telling signs for Schuster? He's not got the back row spot.
Yeah, maybe
rate
maybe it's
Condon.
Burbo time. You reckon Condon?
Yeah, I think he played well in the most recent trial.
So did Burbo. Scored a hattie in the first
Yeah.
half.
I think they do rate Condon.
Well, Olak's got one locked up, so,
So that,
you can't
that
take
left
Olak.
spot's up for grabs.
Yeah.
The left second row outside Brooksy.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
so that's Manly Seagulls. Then Parramatta Eels take on the Raiders. So, Age, your one for the Raiders, Chevy Stewart named at fullback.
Mate, I was
you've been
frothing.
calling
I
these.
was frothing when I saw him. It was all everyone was like, "Nah, Savage is better. Savage will get it." Savage is number 5. It looks like Chevy will get first crack. I did call that.
Yeah.
Week 6, Strange 7.
Yep. So, is that
So
another battle for the
that's
5-8
another
spot?
battle. So
Yep.
obviously Fogarty will get the 7.
Yeah, whoever partners him. Yep.
Whoever plays better might get it, or pending the other trials.
And then not much for Parramatta. They just got Brendan Hands named at 9, but no Lussick. So,
Hey, but that is big though, because remember Brad said he wants an 80-minute hooker.
I said it a few
So
weeks
if
ago. So,
Lussick's not there.
You did.
yeah, but maybe Lussick might play the next one next week. You just
never
don't
know. So you go,
if
yeah.
Hands gets named next week, we know Lussick, then it's a telling
Yeah.
sign. Rabbitohs Dragons in the Charity Shield match. That's a big
Huge.
match. Pretty much the kickstart for Rabbitohs season.
Yeah.
So pretty much their guns are back, except for the ones that are representing the All Stars.
So we got Dane Gaggai's back at fullback.
Dane
Is that
Gaggai's
correct?
back at fullback. His clone, Jacob
clone.
Gagai, who's probably going to push for an NRL first grade spot this year just because
Yeah, they got good raps on him.
he's very good and he was instrumental in their New South Wales Cup run.
Yeah.
Kenner is named at centre, so maybe he's a potential fill-in and replacement for
While Wyden's
injuries.
out. Yeah.
And Jimmy, your best mate, Dean Hawkins, named at 5'8",
Dino footy
Ilias
Dean,
halfback,
yeah.
like we said before. Do you think this is a battle for the halves, or do you think it's just that there's no 5'8s
I
left
think
in the club?
it's maybe a bit of both. Obviously, Cody's out, so Dean gets first crack at it. But yeah, it might be, maybe put a bit of pressure on Ilias.
Yeah.
Obviously, for that half spot. But yeah, it'll be good to see what they do both in the halves, both halfbacks.
I think Ilias will get that first shot at halfback, but Dean's there putting pressure on. If he comes up in the trials, he might not get
it's
that.
good competition, right?
Yeah, and especially if Cody's out round one,
Yeah.
And
Hawkins will get his chance.
Dean will probably kick for Rabbitohs because
Goals?
we don't really have any goal kickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should. Yeah,
And then moving on to the Dragons list, the big news: Lomax named on the wing
It's an interesting one.
because he said he wanted to go Jack Bird at centre locked in, so he's not.
that is so rogue.
So I
Lomax on the wing.
Is that coming back to?
But then I reckon Lomax will be that roamer. Like
Roaming winger?
Yeah, roaming winger.
Like a fullback type?
Yeah, he might just come in, out the back.
I don't know. I think
Mate.
he's on that wing, and
I don't know.
he's not a winger, but I also
I
think
think he's
like
wasted on the wing.
you can't
Yeah.
move, like Bird is not a second rower lock. Like you
And
can't. put him
Sully's
there.
been
But he's
playing
big enough
so
though,
good.
Bird, that he
But
can.
I don't think he was as effective there. I think they needed to shore up their defense on the edges.
You just chuck Lomax fullback if it's not working with Sloan.
Is he a
after
fullback,
few
though?
rounds. I don't know. He's untested there.
Yeah.
He had a few
do.
runs, but I just feel like a few players that can only play a certain position, like Sloan, can't really slot him anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've been struggling on that wing big time. Flanagan and Hunt halves, and Eisenhuth makes his Dragons debut.
Huth.
I actually didn't even realise he signed there, to be fair.
Yeah.
I forgot about that
Good
one
signing.
big time. Warriors are taking on the West Tigers, so you've got RTS is back to named at centre. How
Hey,
good's
have you
that?
seen his clips at training?
He looks
Nah,
unreal.
they look good.
Fucking hell, he looks good.
Like the steps there
the
as
steps,
well.
it's back. Oh, fuck.
Mate,
Get him some
huge
early
signing,
ball,
huge
please.
signing.
And then the West Tigers are named Bud Sullivan and Caesar in their halves. And young gun Lachlan Galvin on the bench at 14.
They
He's-
reckon he's going to play.
Yeah, he's filled out. He's already at a weight of what an NRL player should be, and he's looking decent.
They
all the
rate him.
raps. Mate, they got a few halves coming through. Never know. Galvin and Fine, who could be their halves going
See a
forward.
potential rookie to watch in the few segments to come.
Potentially. Cowboys take on Brisbane, the Northern Queensland Derbies. Is Brisbane Northern?
Queensland Derby.
Queensland Derby, yeah.
Northern Queensland is just North Queensland.
Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah.
Clifford named in the halves and will captain the side. That Jimmy's Dally M pick
Mate,
for the
Dally
year.
M, you're on the right
Mate,
path,
He's on the right track.
Going to
yeah.
get that starting halfback spot, then Dally M. Dally M year.
Violet named at centre, Jim. What does that tell you?
Yeah, I don't know. I think, we named a pretty, I wouldn't say weak side, but a few youngsters in there. So, yeah, it would be good to see what Violet can do at centre. He's obviously probably in competition with Laybutt for that last centre spot.
Well, even
so
Ballamay now has been training the centres.
Ballamay
if
there
Felt's
as well.
going to get the wing spot, so there's competition.
Brisbane Broncos, on the other hand, naming a very strong squad because this is pretty much their final trial before they go to Vegas.
Yeah.
And they won't be able to trial.
And
so,
after that headline with Carrigan and Reynolds, they want to just put the smoke out,
100%. So they've named everyone bar Stags, Mam, and Ricky. And Cobbo's obviously named at centre, which was pretty publicised in the preseason.
Yeah.
Dolphins take on the Gold Coast Titans, another
Fins up,
Queensland
baby.
derby.
Got these hats on. Dolphins hat. Look at that. Wait, let me just put in the camera.
Herbie named at centre for his debut. Flegler named at prop, so they're both debuting. You and Aiken named in the back row.
did play a bit of back row.
Yeah, well,
So that's an interesting
I
one.
don't-
Maybe
Dolphins
there
put-
is a back row spot, isn't there?
Nah, because it's
Or
like
Cons and
Connolly, Kafusi,
and Kafusi.
Bromwiches can play there.
yeah, Bro, Bro
Kenny
played a bit
Brom.
of front row last year too.
yeah, he played a bit of lock.
different.
I saw the reel they posted Dolphins, and Ewan's been training like left center, left second row, right second row. So he might be a good bench player to come on. He
Good
can just
utility.
fill out any
Yeah,
of those
yeah.
positions,
And knowing NRL, there's always injuries every week.
Always.
So you're pretty much an injury away from starting. Going to the Gold Coast Titans, they've named a pretty young squad.
They have.
How young is it, Jim?
To be fair, I couldn't tell you who was in that side.
I think I saw one recognizable name, Aaron Shop.
Yeah, Shop's starting at centre.
Yeah.
But
and there's
the rest are
Isaac, Fasul Malawi.
he's on the bench with Cleese Haas
Yeah,
and
like-
Simpson.
So
but
super,
yeah.
super
It's
young
like a
team.
second, third strand team they're putting
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Well, yeah, that's all the team list. So just going with that, it's going to be an exciting weekend. And obviously, this is the first weekend of the year where we've got non-stop rugby league for the rest of the year.
Mate.
Hey,
So,
finally.
And it's
well
on-
done. We
it's on-
survived the off-season.
Well done. And it's on Fox Sports as well, so you can watch it, yeah?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Mate,
watch
that
these games.
Supercoach study. Going to get my pens out, rookies to watch, cheapies, cash cows.
Well, you'll have a lot of time now. You've got
100%.
nothing
else
else
to do, mate.
surgery.
After my surgery, I'll be doing nothing.
But you alluded to it before, Age,
Yes.
the hats. So
Yes.
if you've been watching, you've seen I've got the Rabbitohs hat on. Jimmy's got the Cowboys, and Age has the Redcliffe Dolphins.
Mate, look at this.
So
Look at this
these
hat.
are brought to you by League Lids. So
Beautiful.
He kindly sent us some hats all the way from New Zealand.
Yep.
So if you want to get these hats, use the link in our description and use the code CAST for 10% off. I think if you just click the link, it should take you with our code anyway. So
But yeah,
it's
they're
perfect.
fucking epic hats.
Yeah,
Like,
so
not going to lie.
They've released all the teams now, so it's actually perfect. And these look unreal. They like that retro fit.
Love it.
Yeah,
I'll be wearing it
pumped.
every day.
Might have to buy myself a South one. I got this Finns one, but that South one looks sick. So.
Yeah, and other housekeeping. Join our NRL Supercoach League for free. Prizes for top 3, ultimate bragging rights, and our code is as follows: 487074.
Yeah. So for those who are new, when you make your account, make your team, go to leagues, click join league, enter that code, and it should say the Cast Patrol League. Join it for free.
Prizes on the
and
line.
you can win money or even grand final tickets. We don't know. You have to just win and then find
Just
out.
win and find out.
Yeah, just try and beat us.
Easy as that.
So you can also beat us in the tipping comp. Mick's the tipping expert he claims to be.
Tipping expert.
So if you can try and beat
Tipping
Mick,
expert.
you also win prizes. Prizes for top three, free to join, and links in bio.
Yeah.
So
Link in the episode description.
yeah, so that's all our competitions and that. But what about we do some rugby league history, boys?
It's time.
Okay. So here are the ladder and premiership stats that you need to know, Mick. Just you.
Just
me.
me.
Just you, Mick. Okay?
Okay.
The last time Para won the premiership was over 37 years ago. That is a long drought. I thought South's drought was long, but that's cool. The last time they won
That's
it,
the longest?
that's the current longest.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time they won, 1986. Eels beat Dogs 4-2. Lowest GF of all time. Top 2. Rabbitohs have only won one premiership in the last 52 years.
Oh, wow.
So you can take that hat off, Mick.
It sounds bad when you say it like that.
When you look at it that way, yeah.
And
it
it's
sounds
also the
pretty bad.
10-year anniversary of that one premiership.
It is. So hopefully we can back
Feels
it
a
up with
long
another
time
one.
ago, that 2014. Fucking hell.
Manly have not won a single wooden spoon since entering the comp in
That's
1947.
impressive stuff.
Not one.
That's good stuff.
I think Warriors haven't won one either, but they haven't been in there that long.
Yeah.
Obviously, Dolphins haven't won one. And there's another team as well. But since 1947.
That is good stuff.
Hats off to Manly. West Tigers haven't played finals footy since 2011.
Long time.
That is a stiff period to be a Tigers fan.
Yep.
Very stiff.
Yep.
On the other hand, Storm have made the top 8 every year since 2010. And they finished in the top 4 11 out of those 13 times. 11 out of
They've
13
been dominating for
in the top
too
4.
long.
Bellyache, man.
And the time they
Impressive.
missed it was because of the salary cap.
Yeah.
Fucking
Maybe they
incredible.
made it because of the salary cap.
Oh, works both ways. And the last one, Gold Coast Titans have only made the top 8 4 times in their 17 seasons.
But I feel like with them, they've been like there. They're like.
They're always
around-
that team that's
Yeah.
like 9, 10, 11.
they're just
gold.
there.
10, 11, 12, like just about to make finals. They make it, they don't capitalise, and
Yeah.
not good if you're a BK.
But you got to remember that they've rebuilt very well. They were the worst team in the comp, like for that long period of time.
Look,
that-
yeah, they've got guns in their team. Like,
Yeah, they've got a genuine team.
Desi up there.
Yeah, Desi a big
Des will
big
turn around.
inclusion.
And you got a team around for Fido and Tino. That
Yeah. There's
that's
potential
two
there.
potential
There's
stars
potential
for the
there.
future.
So BKR, hold your head high, son. Okay, cast calls, boys. Strap yourself in. Do you remember what we asked the listeners last week to put in?
Last week we asked listeners to say who is their most hated NRL team and why.
We did.
Okay,
That was
so
it.
as always, we're starting with the Chook Pen dribbler.
Fuck, I wonder who this is.
Staple.
G'day, boys. Hainsey here again. Hope you're well. Obviously, we all know that we're going to be talking about Roosters, Rabbitohs, how much I hate the Rabbitohs, how much you guys hate the Roosters. There's no need to go around that old bush again.
Oh,
we all know it.
thank
but
God.
Thanks,
I'm going to
Hainsey.
tell you a story how much I hate the Broncos. Now, a few Queensland South fans can agree with this, that they hate the Broncos just as much as I hate the Broncos. Now, as a New South Welshman / Rooster living in Brisbane for most of your life, it's hell. And one of the reasons
Why
why
would
I'm
you do that?
leaving. Now, I'll tell you a story when I was about 8 years old. In 2010, it was the first time the Roosters played at Suncorp Stadium in 5 years. The Roosters won that game. And me, ecstatic as I was the first time seeing the Roosters
A little
live.
Hainsey.
I got up excited. I was walking down Caxton Street and all that in my Roosters flag, celebrating like we won the grand final. And then I get abused by a Broncos fan while I was 8 years old. He tried to snap my flag, and thankfully my father came in and stopped it. But yeah, it was a traumatic experience knowing that even though you're an 8-year-old supporting your team, you're getting abused and trying to snap your flag in front of you, which was very, very traumatic. That's why the reasons why I hate the Broncos. Just proves that they are bad winners. They rub it in when they win, but they're sore losers when they lose.
Hainsey hates the Bronx.
And yeah,
That's a
and
good
also
call
their
from
try
Hainsey.
dance is hypocritical. So
One
that's
of
why
his
I hate
best.
the Broncos. So yeah,
Thanks, Hainsey. Fair play.
well, as
mate.
always, boys, much love your work, and I'll see you guys round 3 up the chalks.
Oh, round 3.
Oh,
Can't
love
wait.
you, Hainsey.
Thanks for calling, Hainsey.
Love you, mate.
All right, this one's from Yorkie. Who does he hate? Let's see.
Rabbitohs.
Wow, short and sweet.
That's it.
That's it. He hates Rabbitohs.
Wow.
That's it.
That's
You
fair.
can't even speak about him. That's how much he hates him.
Well done,
fair.
All right,
Yorkie.
this one's from Jones. Let's see what Jones is hating today.
I hate Raiders because they've got a bad coach and they're just a really shit team in general. And they're annoying to play. They haven't got any good players.
Oh, that's rough.
Fucking hell.
Their Viking clap's annoying. And they're just a shit team.
That is
Fuck,
stiff.
that's some feedback.
That is some good feedback.
That guy's
Ricky-
going out of his way to slam the Raiders. He
Oh,
must hate
It's
them.
He's got a
personal.
personal
Oh no, it
agenda
is.
against
It's
them.
personal. I don't know what the Raiders did to him. Maybe some off milk, but hey, I don't know. Luke Harding, he's next and last.
Hey, Cast Patrol. So the NRL team that I hate the most is by far the Melbourne Storm. And
Yep.
the reason why is because I am
Winners.
a die-hard Barbados supporter, and they seem to beat us almost all the time, even if they have some key players out and our squad's pretty much at full strength. They always manage to win against
Always.
us.
So they're just better than
And
you guys.
our record is absolutely shocking
Shut up,
against
Jim.
them. We've
Shut up.
only won 7 out of 39 games against them.
Stat
And
man.
we've
Because they're
also
better
never
than
beaten
you
them
guys,
away from home if you
What a hoodoo,
exclude
Jim.
Magic Round from last year. But the moment when they officially became my most hated team was when they flogged us 50-0 back in 2021. Like, that absolutely killed
That
me
was
inside
sickening.
back
That
then.
was bad.
And I'd also like to give an honourable mention to the Roosters, because as a Bunny supporter, obviously I hate them, but I hate the Storm even more.
100%.
Thanks, Lukey.
We've
Yeah.
never won in Melbourne.
Chook's on top.
So pretty
and then,
much you
like,
hate Melbourne because they're a better footy team than you.
because
guys.
we can't get him.
Okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We can't.
And then
beat
we
them.
hate Roosters because Hainsey goes.
Melbourne's
through.
our death team.
Well, that's
Hoodoo.
it, boys. That is it for
All right.
cast calls. Do we have any?
We do.
Jimmy, tell me. No, don't jump ahead. Tell me a question. Tell the listeners for next week.
Question for the listeners.
Yes. What should they call in and say? Can be anything.
Anything they want.
World is your oyster, Jim.
Fucking hell. Let's go. Who is the most underrated player of all time and why?
Of all time,
All time.
the most underrated NRL player of all
NRL
time.
player of all
Yeah,
time. Yeah.
like it.
So like someone like Jamie Lyon. Don't want to
Just
give anything
someone
away,
rogue.
but
I
yeah.
want rogue ones. Give me a rogue one.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Done.
Cool. Listener questions for this week, boys. First one at NRL Content 15. Thoughts on the Super Bowl?
Oh, it was shit because I was going for 49ers. No, the first half was pretty dead. There was only one touchdown. Boring.
Defense was on fire.
Halftime show was better, as we
Ush-
mentioned.
Ush
Usher.
Daddy, yeah.
And then second half, it was neck and neck, back and forth. Pretty entertaining game, like biting my teeth the whole time.
How clutch was Mahomes?
So clutch. Like
Oh, such a good
Purdy
game.
had his chance, but Mahomes was just, he's been there, done that.
Longest Super Bowl in history. What do you think about Travis Kelce, by the way, going at Andy Reid like that?
Play on a penalty.
Or how he's running over, screaming at him in his face.
Because he wasn't in the play.
Initially, I thought it was him, like,
Celebrating, yeah.
with him, like, yeah, we're
Nah.
doing it, like shit like that.
Imagine,
like-
imagine an NRL player did that to their coach
Imagine someone went up to Ricky Stewart on the sideline and did that.
because they got hooked.
He would start swinging.
Yeah, Ricky
that-
would go off.
So I reckon it's a massive sin bin for doing that to your coach.
Can't do that to your coach.
Nah,
If that
you can't get in
there'd
your
be,
coach's face.
there'd be massive
Save it for
stories
the
going
opposition.
around.
So Kelsey's cancelled.
Yeah, Kelsey's cast.
Cancel Kelce.
All right, next one at Mal Thornto. Who do you guys reckon will win or will be the Dally M58 of the year?
Ooh.
Dally M58.
Fear the D, baby.
Shit. So it's obviously based on Dally M votes, yeah?
Fear the D.
Yeah.
You reckon didn't?
Yeah, I reckon he's a good shot.
Yeah.
But Clifford will steal all these points.
True.
Because Cliff is getting Dally M.
Yeah,
so
that's
you're
right. Yeah. Fear the cliff. No.
Number 58.
Ezra.
Oh, Ezra, there's Munster,
Money,
Cody.
D-bags.
Cody always racks up a lot of points.
I'm going to go D-bags. I think
D Brown,
he's always...
Yeah, he could
Always
be in
up
for a
there.
big year. Mm-hmm. There's a few. Are we going to lock anyone in, or are we just going to...
Nah, just...
We're not going to say anyone.
Oh, there's too many to choose from.
I'll
But
go-
I'm going to go for the deer.
Okay. I'll go Munster. I think he needs to lift because that team, you know, like
They need
every
him
year
to.
they lose players. Everyone's like, they're going to drop out the 4.
Yeah.
Munster could save them.
Yep. I'll go Dillbags. Dylan
Like it.
Brown.
Nice.
All right, next one at Dill_pickle. Will Manly beat South at Vegas? Mate,
No.
Dill, I reckon you're on the
No.
right track here, Dill.
Next question.
Nah, I reckon they're going to flip that scoreline, baby.
68-6.
Yeah, especially if Cody's fit, Trell's there. Mate, they're in trouble. Big trouble.
Confidence. Next one at Aiden_Seawits. Do you think Panthers will win the GF? If so, why? If not, why?
Well, they can do it
They
because
can
they've
do it.
been there and they've done that 3 times.
Yeah.
And there's no reason they can't do it the 4th time.
And they haven't really lost anyone crazy.
Critter.
But Critter.
That's it. But every year
Spencer.
they lose players.
Yeah, but for them, it's
You know,
like...
they lose
Yeah.
Appy, kick out, and then it's like, oh, we'll get someone else to do the job. You know,
Exactly.
they're winners. They're going to be hard to stop.
Well, okay, why aren't they going to win the GF?
Why aren't they?
I was going to say it's hard to back it up, but they've done it 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
So.
The only thing
I don't
is
know.
if like,
I think injuries.
yeah, injuries, suspensions,
Yeah.
or if Luai and Cleary aren't gelling because he's about to leave. That's the only way.
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
Mate, they've been
if
fucking
Luai-
gelled for
if they're
three-
just
for
content-
5 years.
If they're content with their 3 premierships, and you know, like,
it could be injuries, though. That's the only thing that sort of gets them.
has
Yeah,
to
if
be,
they
eh?
cop a big injury, like God forbid,
Yeah.
but fuck.
or a team playing 80 minutes
Suspension.
in GF, that could help. But yeah, no, they'll be thereabouts.
Yeah.
Very hard to stop.
All right, last question at Dry Bull. Are you concerned that the game is becoming more about entertainment than footy?
Ooh, what do you think he means by that?
Is he talking about
like,
is
is
he relating
it-
to Vegas or any rule changes like the short kickoff? How, you know, you get the ball back only 10 meters
Maybe
instead
it's
of the.
maybe it's about like Vegas.
At the end of the day,
Magic
the
round, I don't
NRL's
know.
a business. They need it.
And it's the
They
game's
gotta
a
make
product.
money.
Yeah, if
Like
the game's
anything.
a product, then that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to make their product entertaining. Otherwise, no one's going to watch it.
Like everyone
and they're not
complains about the
gonna make
6
money.
again, but the footy, since it's sort of come in, has been that good that it's just fast flowing.
Yeah.
You don't see that, like when South won the comp in those eras, when Sharks, Cowboys ran there, it was like work your way upfield, put a force drop out in, do it again, wrestle.
But then
walk
do you
your way
argue
upfield.
like that is footy? Like that's rugby league.
I thought it was like a bit of more wrestle and slow the ball down as opposed to like, let's throw the ball around and score as many points.
Yeah.
Like games would end 14-6 and you'd be like, oh yeah, good game.
Yeah.
Now it's like, could be like 40 total points around there, 50
Yeah.
points.
It's an interesting one.
That is an interesting one. I still think like they need to make it entertaining because like sports like UFC rapidly growing because
And
it's
like
so
taking
fucking
it
entertaining.
somewhere like the US where like they just froth sports like
Yeah, they love betting. as well.
NFL, baseball,
Another sport to bet on.
NBA.
And like big contact without helmets.
Yeah.
It might be a hit. Fingers crossed for the NRL.
But yeah, it's
But-
good. Like they're expanding.
Yeah, 100%. It's only going to be beneficial to NRL, but I'm keen to see South get the win. Round 1, Vegas.
Should be good.
Small field against Manly. It's going to be good.
Can't wait.
But that will do us, boys. I reckon that's a wrap for the 100th episode.
That's all right. Well
100
done
club.
again. And
Does
thanks
anyone-
everyone
Thank
for
you.
tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. Does anyone have a tip before we end it?
Tip.
Yeah, any tip? Anything you've been watching? Anything you've noticed you've been doing? A restaurant? Anything?
Nope.
Movie?
I don't know. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, he always comes off the bench, doesn't
He
he?
always
It is,
comes
it
off
is
the bench.
Valentine's Day, so fuck. By the time you're listening, if you've forgotten to get a gift,
Get your
mate,
gift.
go get a fucking gift.
What would you recommend? Flowers, chocolates,
nice
can't go wrong?
flowers.
Flowers
Yeah.
never fail.
Yeah, take
Flowers.
it. Buy some dinner for your misso
Yeah,
dessert.
go out for
Take
dinner.
it to Yochi, Thirsty Monkey, one of those places.
Yeah, right. There you go. There's a tip.
Calvin Crepes. Calvin Crepes. There you go. If you can be bothered going to Belmore, go to Calvin Crepes. Hectic crepes, good pancakes.
Really?
Great. It's pretty much Bay Vista, but
Okay.
bit on steroids. So
There you go.
there you go,
good. I
Mick.
like
Take your girlfriend to Calvin.
Done. Calvin Crates. Well, that's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from me.
And goodbye for me on the 100th episode. See you guys.
See you guys.